What's up, boys? So, this is the story of how I lost almost 10 grand by getting hit by a car. So, this weekend, I was at my friend's house, having a good time, hanging out with the boys, just chilling. And then it's about like 1:30 a.m. Saturday night. Nothing too crazy. Gonna go home, go to bed. And I have one of the electric scooters that you see all around most major cities or all around a lot of college campuses, like the Bird scooters or the Lime scooters. But you can buy your own personal ones, and so I have my own personal one that I got for my birthday. And so I'm leaving my friend's house. I turn it on and start going. Scooter doesn't go too fast. It's not really that dangerous. It goes 20 miles an hour. Like it's pretty easy to control. Um, and so let's give you a bit of a more visual on the scenario. Um, but so here is the I'm just gonna draw. So let's say this is the street, and the street is a one way that goes that way, given that's a pretty shitty arrow. Um, but it's a one-way street that's going that way, and then there is a bike lane. I'm gonna try and write bike lane. Bike. All right, so we got the bike lane, and then we have the one-way street. The bike lane goes both ways. So my friend lives over here. I live over here. Given it's not actually this close, it's a good walk. Like if I were to walk there, it's like a 15-minute walk. Um, but so I go and I'm going on the bike lane this way. And this street, this main road is about 35 miles an hour for the speed limit. And my bike goes 20 miles an hour. So I am going this way. I'm on my way home from my friend's house, and there's roads that intersect this main road that go this way. And for some reason, it's kind of dumb the way that they designed it. They're pretty much all one-way roads. So like this road you'll only be able to go this way, and then this road you'll only be able to go this way. And so I'm on my bike, given it is 1:30 in the morning, so it is dark. I'm wearing a gray sweatshirt, kind of like this, but it's a lighter gray sweatshirt. So really, I mean, and there's also streetlights, so you should be able to see a person given that you're paying attention. Um, and so I'm going this way on my scooter, and I'm passing one of these one-way streets, which you can turn off of this main road onto these one-way streets, which when you do so, you have to go through the bike lane. And the only time that there is a light for the bike lane to tell you to stop is when there is an intersection. And when there's the intersection, there's a little like side light that has like a bike on it. And given I say bike lane, but scooters are allowed to ride in there as well. And at this particular intersection of the street and the main road, there is no light. There's not a light at every street because that would just be ridiculous. Um, and so I'm passing the street, and uh, there's just a car that does not use their turn signal. There was not really any indication for me that they were going to be turning, and so I am like here, and the car is obviously turning to go down this street, and it gets me from this side, and so it knocks me down onto this street. And as you can see, let me get a better. So as you can see, I've got some scrapes on my face. There's some bruises on this arm. My right leg is swollen. It kind of hurts to walk on. My ribs are a little bit messed up and bruised. Thankfully, no broken bones as far as I know. Um, Not pretty sure that I don't have a concussion, but I am on concussion protocol. And so they hit me. I get knocked off my scooter. I'm pretty rattled, and it's you never think that it's gonna happen to you until it does, but you get up. Thankfully, it could have been a lot worse, so I'm thankful for that. Um, and so I get hit. The two people get out of the car, very apologetic, obviously. Um, and I stand up. I'm obviously fight or flight mode, so my adrenaline's just going crazy, and um, I'm just like I'm freaking out. I like don't know what to do, and they're talking to me, and they're obviously very frantic because they just hit someone with their car, and they're like, we need to call the cops, we need to call an ambulance, and all this stuff, and it's like all just like it's just rushing at me. They're like, they're obviously not doing it intentionally, but it almost feels like they're in your face. They're like really like obviously they're trying to make sure I'm okay, which is what you should do if you hit someone with your car. Um, but I they they're like, we gotta call an ambulance, we gotta call the cops. But me, I'm like freaking out, I'm panicking. Um, Pretty sure like none of my bones are broken, and like I just want to call my parents, and I'm just like I don't feel comfortable here, and I just wanted to get home. Um, which obviously hindsight is 2020. Um, if you're in this scenario, always get the people's information and stuff like that. Uh, Me panicking did not do so, and I I turned my scooter back on, and as they're talking to me, just mid conversation, I get on my scooter and I just go, and I'm just going this way, and I am just gone without a trace while they are screaming, "No, no, no! Come back! Come back!" Because they don't know what to do. Well, they probably know what to do better than I do. Um, but I just was too mentally overwhelmed to deal with all of it, and so I made the incorrect decision of just leaving. And so that's how I got hit by the car. But here is how I lost almost $10,000 by getting hit by the car. So obviously, I have injuries, not significant, but injuries nonetheless. And I got hit by a car, and I looked it up. And when you get hit by a car as a pedestrian, even though I'm not sure what the laws are for being on a motorized scooter, whether or not I'm still a pedestrian, or whether it's just a regular accident, or the specific laws behind that. I'm no lawyer. Uh, but either way, they were at fault. I had the right of way. There was no indication that they were turning. And so I looked it up, and this is a pedestrian being hit by a car, which is, from my knowledge, what I would be considered, but I could be wrong. And um, so the where was it? Here it is. The average settlement amount awarded to a pedestrian hit by a car varies wildly. Settlement amounts depend on many factors, including the severity of the injuries and if the pedestrian was found to be at fault. Generally speaking, the average injury settlement for a pedestrian hit by a car can range from $15,000 to $75,000 for minor injuries like whiplash or a broken bone. And then obviously you can go much higher if there's serious injuries, but I was lucky enough to not have any of that. And since I'm not sure how this would be considered in a court of law, and since I did have fairly minor injuries, I bumped it down from the 15, and that is uh, that is how I lost $10,000 by getting hit by a car. So, word to the wise, don't get hit by a car, and always make sure to get people's information should a situation like that arise. And I hope none of you guys ever get into an accident like that, but should that happen, try and calm down as much as possible and make sure you just gather as much evidence as you can. Learn from me, dumb college kid. Um, and yeah, that is how I lost $10,000 by getting hit by a car. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to like and subscribe. And if you have legal advice, please show me your expertise down in the comments. And that's going to be about it for me today. So, yeah, see ya.